welcome to another amazing video on the sports channel. And so today we're going to be doing my favorite all-time player on each NFL team. About 6 days ago we did my favorite player on each NFL team, current edition. But today we're going to be doing all-time. But you know, I got the Cowboys shirt on today, my favorite team, if you didn't know. And as I've been watching the first 3 days of training camp, they're doing great. CeeDee Lamb catching one-handed catches. Seeing Dak in those red jerseys, quarterbacks with those red jerseys, that's new. Zeke running onto the field during training camp, that's new. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. And so, representing Cowboys. But first, we've always got to start off with the fun fact of the day. We got Ed Sabol was the oldest Hall of Fame inductee at 94 years old. He was 60 years older than the youngest, Gale Sayers. That's kind of amazing how he was 94 and getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. That's just crazy. So now let's just get straight into the video. And so let's start it off with the San Francisco 49ers. Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So talented, had that touch on the ball, and just a great quarterback. I like him. He's not one of my favorite players of all time, but you know, I still really like him as a quarterback. And so next we have the Detroit Lions. So this is not my favorite running back ever. It's the Cowboys' all-time leading rusher, leading rusher in the NFL. But so the Detroit Lions, I had to put Barry Sanders. I really wanted to put my guy Emmitt Smith, my favorite running back of all time. He had more yards than Barry Sanders. I want everybody to know that. Yeah, I'm a big Cowboys fan, so sorry, Lions fans. But Barry Sanders, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And so, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, like, what can you say? Just a great running back. And so now for the Dallas Cowboys, I wanted to go with my guy Emmitt Smith, but I like Roger Staubach better. Captain America, Hail Mary to Drew Pearson. And so Roger Staubach, just one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, I would say, from Navy. You know, run it, could throw it, could do anything, and just a great quarterback. And then for the New England Patriots, I had to go with Gronk Spike, Rob Gronkowski. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I'm not the biggest fan of y'all. I mean, I don't hate y'all, but I don't really like y'all or anything. I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You can't take that away. I'm just not the biggest fan of him. But, you know, Gronk is probably my favorite player from them. I wish I could choose a coach. I would go with Bill Belichick, but we're doing players today. And I just really, Rob Gronkowski now on the Buccaneers. But, you know, one of the best tight ends of all time. Just a great player. And then for the Seattle Seahawks, we have a current player, second current player on this list today, Russell Wilson. He's like my third most favorite player in the league today. Just can scramble, can run, can pass. Just such a great quarterback. And I think he might win the MVP this year. And then for the Eagles, I have Reggie White. You might know him for being on the Packers, but he was on the Eagles and was a great player on the Eagles. Wasn't too many, but you know, Reggie White, one of the best defensive ends of all time, so I had to go with him. And then for the Los Angeles Raiders, if you're going from this player, but Las Vegas right now, Bo Jackson, Super Bowl, 412, 40, one of the most athletic people of all time. Played baseball, played football, was a great player in both sports, and one of the strongest people I've ever seen. And then for the Washington football team, I have Sammy Baugh. He's pretty much, in today's game, he's pretty much Brett Kern with Patrick Mahomes with Jamal Adams. Like, those are like all the best people at their positions. And he was all those positions, safety, quarterback, punter, just could do them all great, led the league in a lot of those, in a lot of years. And then 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in one game. Like, that's a round of applause for Sammy Baugh. And just one of the greatest players of all time, and you can't take that away. And then for the Green Bay Packers, I have Brett Favre, big Brett Favre fan, just crazy man on the field, you know, just slinging it, just like slinging Sammy Baugh, you know, just running, having fun, and it had a heck of an arm. And then for the Bears, we have Sweetness, Walter Payton, just his work ethic, one of the best running backs of all time, and just, what can you say, it's Walter Payton. And then for the Arizona Cardinals, I have Kurt Warner, so accurate, one of the best deep ball throwers ever, so accurate, just had an arm. I think I said so accurate 2 times, my bad guys. But just a great quarterback, won a couple Super Bowls I think, and just a great player. And then for the Atlanta Falcons, we have prime time Deion Sanders, just played wide receiver a little bit, played DB of course, and was just so fast. I would get up and do the Deion, but you know, I don't want to do that right now. Another video for sure. But what can you say about Deion? Just prime time, and just a great player. And then for the Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis. I would do the Ray Lewis right now. Another video too, no doubt. But just could tackle anybody so hard. When you watch this guy's highlights, he was literally just looked like he knocked out every single player he tackled pretty much, because he was just such a hard hitter. And for the Carolina Panthers, we have Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly, what can you say? Just a great linebacker. Could tell you all the plays. I wish he wasn't retired. I love watching him. Just calling out plays when he was in the middle linebacker position. Just doing all that, and he's just one of the best linebackers, I would say. No, I don't think he's one of the best linebackers of all time, but he's up there, you know. And so, yeah, Luke Kuechly, best player on the Carolina Panthers, or my favorite player on the Carolina Panthers of all time. And then for the LA Rams, wasn't too many for me, but I had to go with Marshall Faulk. Just so fast, number 29 for the Rams. Catch passes, just a great player. And then for the LA Chargers, we have LaDainian Tomlinson. I actually did meet him at a state football game, because, you know, Midway, I have a football right here from Midway. But it was at the Midway State Championship game, and I think his nephew was our safety, and he came to go watch him. And I think his nephew is at TCU right now playing safety. I haven't really checked up on him, and a few just gone on YouTube or gone online and just see where he was. But I think he's still playing safety at TCU. Could be a starter. I don't know. Don't ask me. But I'm gonna probably go check up on him right after this video. But for the Bills, we have Jim Kelly. And Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson, and so I just talked to him. We took a picture. I don't actually really know him personally, but like I talked to him a little bit and took a picture with him. So sorry about that long, nothing. But for the Bills, we have Jim Kelly. There wasn't many on this Bills teams that I could pick from, but Jim Kelly, just a good player, a great quarterback, and so he can sling it, and so I didn't really know him too much, but great quarterback. And then for the Bengals, we have Chris Collinsworth, another guy that I didn't really know too much, but he is an NFL Network guy. And so, but I know he was a really great wide receiver for the Bengals, and so, yeah. And then for the Browns, I have Jim Brown, one of the best running backs of all time. Can't take that away. For the Browns, just a crazy running back. Never went out of bounds. I would say one of my favorite running backs of all time because he was just a great running back. And so, yeah, just Jim Brown. And then for the Colts, I have Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning. I feel like he's one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. You can put it up for debate from Peyton Manning to Joe Montana to Tom Brady, but Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, just so talented, and just a great player. And then for the Broncos, we have Von Miller. Von Miller, just such a great player in the league today. Outside linebacker, went to Texas A&M. Shout out Texas A&M. I have the hat over there. It's way over there, so I'm not gonna pick. Oh, I have a bracelet right here. Shout out Texas A&M. But just Von Miller, he's Von Miller, just such a great player. Number 58, Broncos. And he was a really good outside linebacker for Texas A&M. And so, yeah, Von Miller. And then for the Texans, we have another Aggie, Shane Lechler, one of the best punters of all time. Was in the NFL top 100 decade team or whatever. He could punt the ball so far. He was just such a great punter. And so, yeah, Shane Lechler, another Aggie. And then for the Jaguars, we have Maurice Jones-Drew. This is another guy that I don't really know too much. But, he was a great running back. That's really what I know. And I've seen a little bit of his film. But, he just came in, was a great power back, could run pretty fast, and only 5'7". And so that's pretty great of what he did, being only 5'7" and being my favorite player on the Jaguars. And then for the Chiefs, we have Patrick Mahomes, another guy. I was going to go Tony Gonzalez, but I just like Patrick Mahomes better. Strong arm, and just a great player, and he just slings the ball. I was going in past tense, but he's playing right now. MVP Super Bowl in his first 2 starting years. That's just awesome for Patrick Mahomes. And then for the Vikings, we have Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs with the Washington football team right now. He's a backup right now, I know, from Darius Guice, but he was a great running back while he was starting, especially for the Vikings, and just a great player. And then for the Saints, my favorite player, Drew Brees. I would say my favorite player of all time, too. For the Saints, still playing, might retire in the next few years, which will be sad, but so accurate, has a pretty good arm, and just such a smart QB. And so, yeah, Drew Brees for the Saints. And then for the Giants, we have Michael Strahan, sack record, just a great defensive end, and number 92, just sacked Tom Brady in the Super Bowl to kind of put the Giants over them when the Patriots had that 16-0 season. And just Michael Strahan's just such a great player. And so, yeah. And then for the Dolphins, we have Dan Marino. What can you say? Just so accurate. Great guy. Same for Michael Strahan. He was a great guy. And Dan Marino, he's Dan Marino. Just such a great quarterback. So accurate. Had an arm. There were 40, 50-yard missiles. Like, just a great quarterback. And then for the Jets, we have Joe Namath. There wasn't too many, but Joe Namath, he's just a great, great quarterback. After he won the Super Bowl, he called it, by the way, for the Jets to win. So, yeah, just Joe Namath. And then for the Buccaneers, I have Mike Evans, still playing today. He's got a pretty long career ahead of him. But he's my favorite wide receiver right now in the league. Maybe ever. I don't really know right now. I may have to make that decision after this video. But he's just a great wide receiver. Can catch anything. Tall wide receiver, big wide receiver, can block. Just Mike Evans. And for the Steelers, we have Terry Bradshaw. Great quarterback for the Steelers, slinging it. Was part of the catch. He threw the ball. Really not too accurate, but, it went in Franco Harris' hands. And so that's all I can say. And so, yeah, Terry Bradshaw. And then for the Titans, not too many people either. But Bruce Matthews, great offensive lineman. His sons are great. Great players in the league right now. And so, yeah, I had to go with Bruce Matthews, one of the best offensive linemen of all time. Bruce Matthews. And so that was the end of the video, but what do we got? We got the shout out today. And so the shout out goes to my cousin Chris. He knows the sports. He knows the sports. When I visit him, we always like to talk sports. He's a new follower or subscriber, and he always gives me lottery tickets, which is great. Thank you. I know he's gonna be watching this video, and so yeah, and so that's the shout out. Knows his football, knows his stats and everything, and so that was the video. So make sure y'all subscribe. Like the video, send this to your friends, put your notifications on so you know when I'm making a new video, and so see ya, bye.